Hi, my name's Caiden. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I don't have an intro, so this is what you're getting. For today's video, we're going to be talking about figuring out gender, because I get a ton of gender-based questions on my Instagram. That's basically the only place I'm relevant, so that's the only place where I get asked about my gender, and how did you figure it out, and what does it mean, and how do I know? So I'm going to be touching base on all those great things. Just keep watching if you want to figure that out. Okay, let's get into the video. So, if you don't know, and you have never seen my face before, and you don't know who you're watching or what is happening, my name's Caiden. I'm 16 years old and I'm non-binary. Alright, we're gonna start when I was young. I was your typical little girl. Clothes were from this brand called Justice, and if you don't know what that is, basically they're all like bright pink, bright blue, like they were neon. I wore skirts, dresses, presented as very feminine. Kinda just didn't know what was happening. I was like 9, 8. And then once I went from 5th grade to like 6th grade, 7th grade, I started noticing that something was wrong. Wearing dresses started making me feel uncomfortable. My pronouns were making me uncomfortable. My name was really making me uncomfortable. And going through puberty just was hell. I was like, what is on me? Why is it? This is weird. Get it off of me. It should stop happening, because I felt completely fine without all of this happening. So then, around this time, around like 8th, 7th grade, I got a phone, downloaded Instagram, and I was like, ooh, social media, ooh. I was like, introduced to this whole new, like, community. I've always grown up around the LGBT community. My mom's friends were all very, very gay and very... So, like, that's why my sexuality came to me a lot easier than my gender. My mom has a ton of gay friends, lesbian friends, pan, bi, the whole array of them, drag queens, all of them. So I was like always familiar with that. But when it came to gender, my mom doesn't really have any transgender friends, so I was just never exposed to anything like that. So when I like started downloading social media, Musical.ly is actually the app that I found like trans guys, trans like people, and like this whole new like world that I was never exposed to. And I started like Googling and researching and trying to figure all this stuff out. I was like, trans, female to male. It's like, maybe I kinda am feeling what you're feeling with the whole I need a binder and the whole like, I'm not a girl. My cat's looking at me like I'm insane. She's like, why are you talking to your phone? And literally, you look like an idiot. I started doing research on dysphoria and being trans, and I was like, let's kill the she-her pronouns and start going by he-him. So I started identifying as a trans guy, which still wasn't right, but felt more comfortable than it was being identified as a girl. But obviously something was still horribly wrong, because I don't use he-him pronouns anymore. So like I was fine for a couple months. At this time I was around 13, 14, and I was like, this feels okay. I was buying men's clothes, I was presenting as fairly masculine, I didn't do this crazy makeup you see now. This isn't really that crazy, but it was worse before. And I just like strayed away from makeup, cut my hair, you know, not as short as this. I shaved my head, but that's a different story. So I just presented as 100% masculine, and I was like, this still does not feel right. I feel like I put myself back into just like a different box. I felt constrained in being just female, like just identifying as female. I like felt like I was suffocating in like a binary. Like I don't feel binary at all. So I was just moved myself to a completely different box, and nothing was fixed. Like it felt new, it felt better, but it still made me uncomfortable. So by then I was like, we gotta get rid of these he, him pronouns. We gotta like figure something else out. So like, in a matter of that, I was like dressing more feminine, like incorporating more makeup, and I was like, this feels a little more like me. So then I started identifying, like, I took out the, like, I didn't do just he, him, I did, like, he, they. And I was like, that, I still feel like I'm kind of, like, half in a box, half not in a box. So then I just, like, completely, like, got rid of the he, him pronouns. I was like, go away, you're not me. And completely started identifying as they, them. Finally felt like myself. Finally felt like I wasn't in a box and like I could express myself either way, because there's literally no way to look non-binary. So that's how I figured that out. Good old social media and Instagram and Musical.ly. There's a lot of confused people. That's why I put my story out there. Like, hopefully other young LGBT, like teenagers, kids can like figure out that nothing's wrong with them. They just need to, this is normal. Being trans, it's completely fine to figure that out. So me putting myself out there and not presenting as completely androgynous, which everybody has that conception in their head that all non-binary people look completely androgynous, which isn't correct. Some do, but some like presenting as more feminine, and like some like presenting as more masculine, and people have this idea in their head that having dysphoria is just completely hating your body and just hating how you look all the time, to the point where you just hate yourself. When some cases of dysphoria aren't even a part of like your body, like social dysphoria. And some cases like of body dysphoria isn't like as severe as wanting to do something so dangerous as a surgery. My top dysphoria kills me sometimes, man. I plan on getting top surgery. I'm considering taking testosterone until it like changes my voice and just a little bit, so I appear a little more masculine, since I do dress sometimes a little more feminine, and I do makeup, as you can see, which makes me look more feminine. I like doing it, but sometimes I feel a little too feminine, which is just me. Like, some people can like look full-blown feminine, and some people can have longer hair. Like, non-binary people don't have a certain look to them. We don't have to look completely masculine or complete, like, androgynous. It's, dysphoria is different for every single person. No one's gonna feel dysphoria the same way. And I feel like people need to understand that. And they need to stop invalidating others for, like, changing their pronouns and figuring themselves out. Gender is probably the most difficult thing you can find out. Like, it's no fun and games. You need to figure out what you feel comfortable with. Like, I identified as a trans guy for a long time, and then realized that I wasn't. And that's fine, and I can change my pronouns. And I don't need to be like saying, you're not trans enough. You need to look completely androgynous. Like, you don't think that they're trans enough, so you just don't use the right pronouns. That is honestly harmful to the person and the community. The whole trans community has just gone to absolute hell because of everybody saying that you're not trans, you're not trans. It's like, you don't have to have, like, crippling dysphoria to be trans. I sometimes am completely fine with myself. I completely forget that I have top dysphoria. And other days, it's absolute hell. Your time, figure things out. You'll be okay. I'm here for you. My Instagram is always in the description. Feel free to DM me, comment, or do anything. Also, my Twitter's down there. Like, if you ever need, like, someone to just rant about, I am here. You can rant to me. And there's plenty of articles online. There's videos. That's how I figured out my gender. It's just taking your time, experimenting with pronouns, experimenting with how you present, and it's completely fine, and you're valid. So you're doing great. Sorry if I came off as very aggressive, I am just sick of people just not knowing what dysphoria is or what it means. Like, subscribe if you like me or my content, or if you just feel bad. Dislike it if you don't like it. Whatever. Leave a comment of what you think, and if this helped you in any way, I don't know if it would. Thanks. I am signing off now. Goodbye.